Hey, good morning, everybody. Great to see you. Thanks for joining us. And I'll tell you what, let's face it, there's a ton of car channels out there on YouTube, but there's something, I said this a lot about my career, there's something to be said about focus and passion. So if you're looking for something that, and you know, if you're talking about Corvette, that is something very passionate and special to all of us. My name is Rick Corvette Conti. For 30 years, I've been selling this car. Welcome to our Sunday Coffee with Conti. Seriously, thank you again for taking the time to join us. We have another fun one for you today. And when you focus just on Corvette, my goodness, that's all we talk about on this channel. There's so many different aspects of Corvette that we can talk about. Just shows and experiences, yours and mine, events, tech information. This car is just, it's got an amazing heritage, but it's got an incredible future. And it's great to be a part of it. Speaking of heritage and looking backwards a little bit, I just mentioned that I've been selling this car for 30 years, and I am very passionate about that. And I'm just so excited for all the memories that I've helped create with you guys. And it's equally been a memory for me too. It's been really, really special, and it's been a lot of fun. I'm doing an interview on Wednesday with my first Chevrolet sales manager, Mike Noble. I'm so thankful that he's still with us. He's a great guy. Back in the day, got mad at him constantly. We fought all the time. It was crazy, and now we're friends. Imagine that. We're going to talk about all that. I want to take you back kind of where my career began. So I'll film that this Wednesday, and I hope within 2 Sundays on Coffee with Conti, we share that interview with Mike and I. We got a lot of neat stuff to talk about. He reminded me of one time that he really made me mad. And I went, oh yeah, I did forget about that. Yeah, you really, we're going to tell you that story. And so many more things that kind of led to where I am today. And I'm far from over. So thank you so much for your support, your business considerations. If you're watching this channel and you're thinking about a Corvette, I'd like that opportunity to earn your business. Thank you so much. I talked recently here on the channel, for those of you that are with us on a regular basis, about a customer this time last year, a year ago, January. And at the time, it was the most expensive Z06 that we had delivered. It was Steve. I'm sorry I say it wrong. Steve from Oregon, that's how I say, from the Midwest, that's how I say it. Steve from Oregon picked up a beautiful spec at the National Corvette Museum. And I was so glad that I was there to share that with him. What a wonderful guy. There's a segment that we recorded that I didn't share with you that I am going to today. But first, I want to share just a little bit of that original delivery. And then I want to share with you guys the segment that I haven't shared yet. That's talking about another Corvette that he bought that really had kind of a wacky story. It turned out to be kind of a sad story at the same time. So that's what we have for you on today's show. And then we have a real-time delivery that we delivered yesterday. You're going to meet John from Kentucky, who just got a brand new Eray. Oh, and there's his car front and center right there. Oh my goodness, and there he is right there. Yeah.
I just texted you. How are you?
Well, I was talking to myself on the camera. Wonderful to meet you, man.
Look at this thing.
Look at this thing indeed. Oh my God, this is gorgeous, man.
Isn't that something?
It really is.
I just been here. There's no words to describe it.
Well, I got your text message. You said you were here yesterday, so you played around across the street.
No, I did the track, and then I came over here and sat here and looked at it for 2 hours.
Oh, that's wonderful, man.
It is unbelievable. Look at those wheels.
These, I know, I was just talking about them out in the parking lot. I think these are one of the first, if not the first set new for 24. Well, at least it's the first set that I've ever seen.
Yeah.
Just for reference, I deliver cars here. I delivered one yesterday. I probably could have sold this car right here. It was sitting right here at the front, and my delivery customer, he got a silver coupe yesterday, and he was looking at it and said, Chris, tell me about this car right here. His package was very similar, 3LT with the red seats and all, but he said, tell me about this one. I said, well, he said, who sold this? And then I said, well, looks like Coughlin Chevrolet's Corvette Conti must have been on board with this. So anyway, this one was catching eyes.
Well, some guy came by and he said, I'll give you $800,000 for it right now. I'll write you a check.
That guy had his dad with
let's go meet the new owner.
Congratulations.
Oh my gosh. This car really is stunning. I'm going to get some more pictures for you guys and share more of that. Let me put some of my stuff down and officially meet our customer, and more to share with you guys on the channel. That's what I love coming down here for, is to be a part of this experience, because at the end of the day, the car is special, but it really is the experience, I think, that makes it special. Thank you for joining us, guys. It's always cool and respectful and very proud when you come to the National Corvette Museum and other people see your car and compliment the car. A lady just came up to Steven and said, "Hey, Steven, did you hear what that lady said?"
What?
She said, "Your car is the most beautiful one here on the boulevard." Yeah. I need to zoom on this thing. People are walking into the museum right here. And look at they're looking at those wheels. This has got to be one of the first sets in the country. It's the first for us. The exposed carbon fiber wheel with the red line. It's a $15,500 retail option. Oh my God, look at those wheels. Oh my God, dude. That car is smoking hot. Oh, look at that. 8 miles on it. Well, it's nice you get to drive it just a little bit before you ship it to Oregon.
I just went.
So what is it, Oregon or
Oregon?
Oregon.
Yeah, everybody says Oregon back here.
Yeah, back
but
east.
But it's actually Oregon.
I do have quite a few clients out there, and I always get teased how I say it, so sorry.
When I was 10 years old, I saw my first Corvette that I can remember. It was a 1959 white with a red cove.
Mm-hmm.
And it just stuck in my mind. You know, I was probably in the 5th grade or so. And I just kept talking to my dad. My dad was such a good friend of mine and my best friend, and he was a car guy. And well, he said to me, he said, "Steve, if you want a Corvette, I will buy you a Corvette if you make the honor roll every single time in high school."
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. So I worked my butt off, and come to find out, I missed the honor roll by 1 time. And my dad said, "Okay," he said, "I'll still buy you a car, but I am only going to pay half of it this time instead of all of it." So what I did, I worked in a sawmill in Oregon, and I raised enough money, and I lived in a small town called Canyonville, which is about 25 miles from Roseburg, and Roseburg had a newspaper. So every day I'd look in the newspaper to find out about Corvettes, and I saw this 1962 Corvette in there for $2,300. So I told my dad. He got home from work, and we went up and looked at the car, and it was a fawn beige car, fawn on fawn, and we ended up buying the car, and I drove it home in the dark, and I was so excited. I was 18 years old.
Wow.
when I got it. I had the car, and we ended up getting married in the car. My wife, we were married in 1970, and that was the only car that she drove on the San Bernardino Riverside Freeway in California for 3 years. So what happened was, when I was a senior in dental school, I was studying one night about 2 o'clock in the morning for a final, and this guy runs and knocks on my door, and he said, "Steve, somebody's stealing your car."
What?
Yes. So I got up, we ran out. They had broken the window, and they had the ignition and everything laying on the floor.
Oh.
And they were just ready to hotwire the car and take it off. And we got there. If I would have been a minute later, the car would have been gone. And what happened one day when I was a senior, we were going to a car show, and it was right on the other side of Disneyland on Catella. For those people that know where Catella Avenue is, I was stopped at a stoplight, and this drunk hit us going about 50 miles an hour. And what it did, it crunched my back end, obviously. I hit the car in front of me, so the car was like an accordion. And they wanted to tow the car away, which they did, and they wanted to total the car.
Oh,
and
no.
I fought with them, and finally I was able to get the car back. So I got the car back, and it was repaired. It wasn't repaired very good in California, but it was drivable, and we had, you know, a good time with it after that. And then we were going down the freeway again, and a semi-truck hit me on my left fender, and luckily I was in a 5-lane freeway, and it threw me across the 5 lanes, and I almost ended up, you know, on the other side of the road, and the truck driver didn't stop or anything, and so that was another really close call about the car. And I had the car go through the top flight and the Duntov and everything, so that's the Duntov car that I've got, and I truly have enjoyed the car for many years. I bought the car in 1967, so I've had that car 57 years.
Yeah, and that's the important point of this whole story.
And
he still has the car.
Yeah, and the thing of it is, you know, people tried to buy the car from him. I actually sold the car to a friend of mine when I was in dental school, and he ended up saying, I don't know if I want it or not. Thank goodness he said that, or I wouldn't have my car.
Here's another story. This is important to me, and I enjoyed this because you guys know how much, if you haven't been here, I have incredible respect for Zora. I was never honored to meet him, but you did. Tell me about the Zora exchange you had.
Well, the Fawn Beige in 1962. In 1995, the National Corvette meeting was held in Steamboat, Colorado.
Okay.
And Zora happened to be there with his wife. And I was fortunate enough to get the Duntov Award, and I've got a picture of me and Zora together, signed photograph in 1995, and I got a picture of the air cleaner signed and whatnot. But he had passed away about 6-7 months after he signed my photograph.
Didn't he sign the trunk liner? What did he say about the trunk liner?
Okay, I took him, you know, I was crazy back then, so I took my trunk liner out of the car, and I took my trunk liner to him, and he said, Steve, he says, I've been signing photographs for a long time, but I've never ever signed a trunk liner. So that's something that I'll ever, you know, cherish, and Rick's got a picture of it, and it's pretty cool. And
that is really
so
cool. You and I said the same thing, that it's too bad that he's not here today to see this new mid-engine car.
Oh yeah, he'd be so happy, because he was talking about mid-engine, you know, how many years ago?
Forever.
Yeah. And you know, if it wouldn't be for Zora, we wouldn't even have the fuel injection, or we wouldn't have anything.
So. Just Corvette wouldn't be Corvette.
No, the Corvette would not be a Corvette. Well, I had another 1962 that I bought. This is really an interesting story. I bought the car in 1995, and I bought the car 2.5 miles from where I lived, and nobody knew about the car. What happened, one day I was working on a patient, and this kid asked me, what am I doing for fun? I says, well, I'm restoring an old car, which was my Fawn Beige car.
Right.
And he says, well, my neighbor's got an old red car in his garage, and he never drives it. So I said, really? It kind of got my interest going, you know. So, so when the patient came back in, I said, can you tell me more about that red car? And he says, yeah, he just lives, you know, 3 or 4 houses down from me, but he never does drive the car. And he always leaves a car in front of the garage. So when he does open up the garage door, there's a car in front of it, and it's all covered up all the time. I called this guy, and he says, who are you? And I told him who I was, and he says, well, I don't normally let people look at my car.
Right.
And I said, well, is there any way I could come look at your car? Because I'm restoring a 62, and if you have a car that I could look at to find out, you know, if I'm putting the right bolt in the right place and everything, I would appreciate that. And he says, okay. So I made an appointment with him. I get out of my car. He met me in the driveway and he hands me a flashlight. So I walk, and he walks, he didn't open the front door. I walk around the backyard. He opens the door. He didn't turn the light on because he thought the fluorescent light would affect the paint. He had the car probably covered up with 4 or 5 blankets. And he said, the only thing I would like to show you the car, he peels off the right front fender about 3 feet, and that's all he would let me look at the car. So I looked at the paint, I looked at the tires, I looked at the hubcaps. I thought, oh, I couldn't even hardly contain myself, you know.
Right.
So, to make a long story short, I became friends with him because when I drove I said the only way I can get to this guy is if I drove my car over there to show him that I'm a real Corvette guy.
Right.
So I drove my fawn beige car over there and let him look at it, and after that we became friends, and I was able to go look at the car finally. And when the first time I saw the car complete, you know, I just couldn't believe it, because I'm a national Corvette judge, and I said, have you ever painted the car? He says, I've done nothing to it. It had 11,700 and some miles on it, and he bought the car brand new. So it's an incredible find that I had. Well,
But you didn't have the car that long.
No. Well, what happened was that he had a son, and he always wanted to give his boy the car, but he could never give it up. And one day his boy was killed. He was in the kitchen fixing a water leak in the kitchen, and his hot water heater blew up in the basement and killed him.
Oh, for heaven's sakes.
Yeah. And so when that happened, his dad just couldn't handle that anymore. So one day he calls me up when I was working on a patient. He said, Steve, if you want the car, come get it. So
he wanted to be done with it.
He just wanted to be done with it.
Wow.
And I forgot to tell you, he was the kind of guy that he had a shotgun by his bed. He had never gone anywhere for a weekend because he thought somebody would steal the car.
Man, we've not done one of these in a long time. You're going to meet John here getting, I'm going to kind of call it your first ever Corvette. He's had a Corvette though. We're looking at a 25 Eray, guys, and his last Corvette, 96. So you definitely do. Clint, thanks for all your support and the referral. I appreciate that. You guys might see Clint on the channel later in the year. He's offered to help us in a high performance driving school, and I'm all about it, man. Let's go.
It'll be fun.
Yeah. Now, when he scares the crap out of me, you won't see that on the channel, but I am going to walk away learning something, though. He's a great driver. He's got some records and tracks all over the country, and that's a guy I want to ride with and learn from. But John's been a big supporter of the channel. Good to see you. Thank you so much for all the kind comments and great conversations. First time meeting today, and seriously, you're getting what is, you know, a new Corvette since 96. Oh my gosh, this is incredible, man. So I got to ask you, you had a lot to choose from. Why the E-Ray? That's the first logical question after everything going on.
Yeah, it fits my mission.
Okay.
Fast, go anywhere, anytime with it.
Yes. Yes.
And I want to see you in one too.
Yeah, well, we're trying to get there. You saw me doing the donuts in the snow, didn't you?
I did.
Yeah,
I did. Yeah.
That was so much freaking fun, man. It's more fun than what it was at my car, but that's okay. You could, hey, GM did it. What the hell? You could do that. Absolutely.
That's right.
But you did a great job on your spec. What was the motivation behind that? As far as the coloring and all that kind of, I know you had to play on the configurator for a while.
I did. You know, it's a classy color.
Okay.
You know, and it's nice to have so many options.
Yeah.
So that was what took so long. But I have seen that color before.
Okay.
And it really stood out to me. I saw it at the NCM, and a neighbor has the same color, so I got to really look it over.
Right. You did a good job, though. I love the stripes, too. You guys haven't seen that yet. Let me show you this here on the channel. He's got the stripes, and GM's done a nice job since they've added a little dimension, an extra level of the stripes. Instead of just the black stripes, now you've got this stripe, and then you've got a trim finish piece there. Goes very nicely. It has the natural interior. It is a 3-package. You got that carbon fiber steering wheel. That's hot, man.
Yes.
Yeah, that's really hot. Do you do any tracking stuff? I mean, you're friends with Clint there?
Well, apparently I have to start. Yeah.
Okay.
You know, the peer pressure is terrible.
Yes, absolutely. Well, we talked about it on the channel too, not to interrupt you, but we did talk about it on the channel. I don't want to forget this. They do have the classes available at Ron Fellows.
Yes.
Very limited for you E-Ray clients, so make sure you get on Darcy's email list.
Okay.
It will take some time to go. You get to drive their cars, but really anytime you can get behind the wheel out there in that environment that's controlled, just for the regular street driving this car, you are going to feel like a better driver. You're going to feel more comfortable. You're going to feel more confident.
Right.
And hell, you're going to have a lot more fun in it too. You know.
Oh,
So
yeah.
So Clint will probably get you involved in some stuff.
For sure. Yeah. Just driving up here, he was telling me about all the stuff that he can do to me.
Well, you're not that far from Bowling Green, so
that's right. So,
you got the track there, and all kinds of neat stuff.
Right,
That's fantastic. Do you go to Corvette events? I think the Cars and Comments thing is a big deal there in Kentucky.
Yeah, I haven't done that yet, so
okay.
Yeah.
Well,
I'll
good.
definitely have to, and hopefully I'll see you there.
Yeah, I plan to be there this year. I was supposed to last year. I had to cancel, but I got a customer, Chris, that was really kind and helped me get in there because it's such a popular. It's not just Corvette, so it's cool to go to those car shows and see all kinds of cars. I mean, car guys love to look at anything. If it's a cool car, it's a cool car. It doesn't necessarily have to be Corvette. You know what I mean?
Right.
So that's been neat.
But thank you for all you do.
Thank you, man. I appreciate that.
I've learned a lot watching your YouTube.
Thanks, man.
Yeah, and I was hoping to meet Father Chuck too, but
that's right. That's right. Yeah, he doesn't work on Saturdays. I apologize, but I appreciate that.
So,
but a lot of your great feedback, just really good, candid conversations. It was neat, and that's one of the things I do the channel for, is so you guys feel comfortable who you potentially would do business with. And when we talked on the phone, it's just like we kind of knew each other forever. It was just like a regular conversation. It was cool.
Absolutely pleasant dealing with you.
Thanks, man.
Yeah.
Appreciate that.
I'll do it again.
All right, now we're going to give him some brain damage. We're going to show him how to use this thing. Then we're going to do a send-off, Pat, to put it on a tray. You're not even driving it home.
I know.
Put it on the trailer. No, I know. Well, it rained and the salt's gone, but I know you want to do some PPF and that kind of crap on it.
That's right. You should have seen the debris we were hitting coming up here.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I don't want to do that.
Okay, no, that's cool. I respect that. Okay, fantastic. All right. Some pictures and send-off, Pat, coming up, guys. So John's talking to OnStar. You guys ever taken delivery of a new car, you know what that's all about. Ooh, a lot of fun. Clint and I are talking about the Stingray grill. He's the first guy to say, I don't like the new Stingray grill. Why?
Yeah.
Keep it clean.
Bring back the Corvette Cafe. I want cheeseburgers and milkshakes.
That's right.
That's Corvette, cheeseburgers and milkshakes.
Yeah, it's like 50 style food. We don't have milkshakes right now, you're right. But I do like the food. The Stingray burger's good, the salads are good.
It's not bad, but I like my old Corvette Cafe.
Yeah, that's right. Okay, maybe we can have a mix of both. If anybody's watching down at Bowling Green, heads up on that, all right? All right, so now we're going to do the send-off, Pat, and I asked John, I said, you going to drive it up in the trailer? He goes, no. He goes, I'll drive it to the trailer, so that's good. But John, you've been awesome to work with. Congratulations. Thank you.
Rick.
No, seriously.
I very much appreciate it.
No, you too, man. It's great to be a part of this. And being that you're friends with Clint and getting to know him even better, what a maniac he is, I expect to see you at the track at some point. Yeah. I love it.
I got to beat you.
That's not going to be hard to do, but with his training, I'm going to get much better. Absolutely. As this goes back to Kentucky, you will see this at Corvette events, the Cars in the Commons show that we tried to go to last year, we missed. All right, Clint, look out. We got to do send off, Pat. I got my position. John, congratulations. Brand new 25 E-Ray. We've got to send off, Pat, to make it official back. Yes. And they have little winglets right there. We're going to rub those for you, too. Thank you, John. Great job on the spec. Wonderful man. And it's nice to see that people are buying these cars. I know that this is not going to sit around the garage. He's really, truly going to drive this and enjoy the car. Thank you so much again for the business, and thank you guys for watching. Good job. Is that the first time you've ever done that?
Yeah.
Okay. Thanks again for watching today, guys. That's our show. That's our Coffee with Conti. It is such an honor and such a thrill sharing the experiences of the customers that I get a chance to deal with. Another segment that we're going to work on and film that, many of the send-off Pats, as we call them, people what they've done with their car after they've gotten their car. It's going to be called After the Send-Off. Now, I know I'm here late at night. Did somebody just turn the freaking lights out on me, man? Okay. That was kind of weird. Sorry about that. Only way I can get this done sometimes is come here in the middle of the night. Anyways, my merchandise store is getting a couple of new items and more items still to come. Check out the link, the very first comment down below. We've got some beautiful new hats coming for you guys. We've got some beanies while it's still cold in different parts of the country. We've got a couple of new hoodies here. Oh my goodness, these are going to be fantastic. I'll be sporting those. In fact, I've got a new. I wanted to spoil it, but I'm excited. I'm going to be on the Mike Brink of Speed Octane Hour on March 5th, and I've got a new pair of pants that I'm hoping I can wear on that show. So you're like, okay, it's going to be great. It's a live show, so you guys can type in some questions. Yeah, by then ZR1 ordering is going to be commenced, and I'm sure that's going to be quite a conversation within itself. But we are going to talk about a lot of different things, especially things that you guys want to know. And I'm looking forward to being there with those guys, with Darren, Mark, and Mike. What an honor, what an opportunity to have some fun. So join us on the Brink of Speed channel live on March 5th. I'll see you guys Tuesday and Tech Tuesday, and we've got a lot of stuff coming. So again, like I said before, if I haven't said it already, subscribe and hit the bell notification. Your support means a lot. That's one of the reasons I don't put commercials in the middle of this video, is because I want you to stay with us. I want you to enjoy the conversations. I want you to be a part of it and continue that conversation after the videos in your comments down below.